She got any blinders on? Do we even have any blinders? I'll get some eventually. Like I was saying, they're completely, almost virtually pointless anyway. A few moments later. Right past the drowners. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Wow, that was not cool. I'm so gonna die. I'm so gonna die. What was I saying about blinders being no good? Hey everybody, this is Dean Phoenix back with the next episode. This involves some looting and post-comms as well. Please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy. Let's get into it. Right, so the next thing we're going to be wanting to do is we're going to be... I'll just go and grab the cow card whilst I'm here, actually. Because I can go to Brunich. It's just up the road with Roach with her very dapper new saddle. Has she got any blinders on? Do we even have any blinders? I'll get some eventually. Like I was saying, they're completely, almost virtually pointless anyway. Make sure we avoid these drowners. Where is the Brunich notice board? It's through there. Well, hopefully I think the gates are open now because I've done my little race anyway, so... Ride past the drowners. No, 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 no! No, 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 no! Wow, that was not cool. I'm so gonna die. I'm so gonna die. What was I saying about blinders being no good? Yeah. This is bad. Run away, run away. Somewhat ironically, I don't think they can follow you into the water. Thanks, Roach. Yeah. So, maybe I should have taken that other back road. Huh. Never mind. Whatever. Anyway, we can pick up some crisis averted. Do as I say, not as I do. Avoid all that stuff. Okay. Always loot all this good randomness while we're here. You never know what you're gonna get. Random looting and then selling stuff is like a really good way of building stuff up early in the game. Beggar tick blossom there. Was that iron area? Nope. Right. So this should be Brunich. Gates are open because I've just done the race. And so we've already opened that. Load of stuff you can grab here. This is the site of the wedding in Hearts of Stone, but you can do all of this stuff already. But there's a couple of things I want here. One is the notice board, just cause. The other is the cow card, if you want to play Gwent. That's pretty good for the cow card. Piggies! Damn, dude. Just gonna grab all those, just so again, can sell the pig hides. Money, 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 money! Right, so again, this is the place where you have the mission. Later, where you have the wedding in Hearts of Stone. Might as well loot all this stuff now. It's going to be a lot more use to me now than it is later in the game when it's all pointless crap. Whereas now it's get all this. Yeah, loot all of that. Need to be up in the loft, so it's quite cool how it's not kitted out for the wedding yet. Alright, sound.
Hide the wenches, witches coming.
Yeah, you dang right. Alright. Okay, so we go up here. Normally you get this cow card in Hearts of Stone, but it can be pretty cool early on. Turns into the Bovine Defense Force when you use it. Alright. Cool. Cool. Right. Right, so that's all that sorted. Grab all this. Sweet. Your bones are aching again. Some hilarious dialogue in this. Right. Grab all this. It's got a nice runestone there as well. What runestone was that? Is that a Perrin runestone? Nice. Chance to depending on if I get any Divana runestones or not.
What's going on there?
What's going on there? Right, so I'm just going to loot all this stuff. Apologies, I know this is a bit boring, but I might speed this bit up actually. Alright. Okay, so that was pretty much everything I wanted to do in Upper Mill that I can recall. There's a few places of power, so Novigrad would be one of the places that we want to go, so we could go back to the Seven Cats Inn, or I could go and continue the quest with the inn at the crossroads. So I will go to Novigrad first, and I will head to this bridge. Or this bridge, rather. And go from there. A quick segue into some post-coms here. Not lost a little bit of footage, but skipped over a little bit of just the looting. And there, I didn't want to just completely miss out huge chunks of the playthrough, but a big part of this is just me looting in Novigrad. So there are several sections that are just sped up, and I'll try and put chapters in so that you can skip these bits if you want. So it's just me looting stuff. These guys are so cheeky. Anyway, the reason I came down this way is because I've often got a Divana runestone around here. But if you're going to be fighting level 10 bandits and stuff like that when you're only level 4, probably not the best idea. So you can just run. Jump in the water, they'll not be able to get you for a start, which is always hilarious. Bad guys can't swim in Witcher 3. Nothing to pick up here? Yes. Okay. Plenty to loot and get all that. Make sure we've got everything there. Yeah, so the reason I always come down this way is because you can get some awesome stuff. So there I got a ruby, just randomly got a ruby, and got some lesser runestones. I've often got a Divana runestone from up here, which is always cool. Didn't get one that time, it's a bit of a shame. But still good. See, you got a lot of pretty decently valuable stuff there, so pretty good. Do have to be careful that there are no guards watching whilst you loot stuff. Did you get in trouble for that? Yeah. Anywho. That's actually the other gate I wanted, so I'll just run down this way. Oh yeah, you can infinitely run, forgot about that. Sweet. And this is where we want to be going. The chameleon, but not yet, but it will be. Because we've got a stash, wicked. Loot a load of stuff from in here, and then we'll put things in the stash. This is what I mean about having absolutely loads of hard alcohol and everything. You can just loot Novigrad for like a few minutes, get a ton of Temerian rye, but more importantly, Dwarven Spirit, Alchest, everything else. You get absolutely loads of it. And then you're good to go in terms of meditating for like pretty much the whole game. So yeah, we're good. Just going to dump this stuff. Can't use the crossbow yet until we're level 7. So I'll get rid of all that stuff. Just taking up inventory weight for no reason. Although we do have a lot more inventory weight available now. Dump all this stuff. Fantastic. Nice and clean inventory, nice and empty. Keep these because we'll just be selling those. Less of Ella's runestones, less of Pera's runestones. Got a Zoria runestone, so I can use that on one of my swords as well. Triglav, 3% chance to stun, that's pretty freaking good. And 3% adrenaline point gain, that's not bad either as well. So already got a lot of good options for the runes that I could put on my sword. I like the sign intensity one as well, so a lot of good options there. And yeah, we've got some of this stuff. Not bothered about a chance to dismember, so I'll put the... I'll actually switch that because I've got the Griffin trophy, but I'll take that back. Want to be using the Noonwraith one. Might as well have the experience, not bothered about the chance to dismember particularly. Not very useful. Swap that for the Griffin one. Griffin one can go in the stash. Excellent. I'm going to take an in real life break and then I will pick this up next time I am able to continue playing.
Not that. Huddle. Sure, I'll think it hasn't met the same fate. Wow, how can I be? I need core, just like that. Maybe, yep, besides. How can I be? Got some coin. Come to...
weather draws me down, it does.
So, I have done quite a few things in the Novigrad Velen area. There's a ton of stuff that you can do that's not related to your level. So, I've gone to the Passiflora, there's a few good herbs and things to grab there. The main things that I've done in Velen, in the bits that were fast forwarded, assuming that I've done that correctly and fast forwarded them in the playthrough video, is I went and got a load of good gear for Roach. So I went and got the Ophiri saddlebags and the Ophiri stock saddle, won in that race, so that's really important. There's quite a few things post patch, because after this patch 4.0 you can get a lot further in the trees a lot earlier. This is part of the reason I wanted to do this playthrough, and I'll be updating my walkthrough. Now, you can get like muscle memory and things like that if you want to put some points into those. And one of the first things I always did when I got to Velen was to go around and collect all the places of power, including fighting that werewolf that's like level sort of 8 on the edges of the swamp. So there are places of power all over Velen. There are 6 or 7 that you can get in total, 1 that you get from Kira's quest. So in the area, this is the swamp area, and around the cursed tree around here somewhere there is a place of power that you can get, and it's guarded by a werewolf, and the werewolf's level 8. It's quite a tricky fight, but you can beat it and you'll get a werewolf mutagen which you can use here instead of the green one, so that gives you a bit of extra damage and things. And normally I would say we go around and we get all the places of power because they're all unguarded apart from that one, pretty much, and you can get the places of power, and you're wanting to like put 5 points in muscle memory, and then you're wanting to put the points in and get down to these trees. But as you can see, it only costs like 6 points for this line, this row, 6 points for this, 12 points for this, 18 for this. That's a lot lower than it used to be because there's only 3 points per skill, and it completely changes how you can do the trees. So I will be sticking with medium armor, because one of the other things that's changed is that you get the ones where you sort of link your GOG account, or GOG2, or however you want to say it. You can link your account to CDPR and get some free rewards, and it gets you a really good set of gear that's level 7, and it gets you another really good set of gear that's level 11, and then those are both medium sets of gear and they come with armor. It's really cool. So like, there are better armor sets that you can get that are still medium without having to buy the admittedly really good Temerian set. So the Temerian DLC set is really good. You can buy that from Bram in White Orchard, and then you can switch to cat school techniques and things like that if you want to go with a sort of offensive build built around those kind of skills. Am I allowed to loot these? Yeah, it looks like. Normally there are guards about and you get in trouble for doing stuff like this. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, we'll get these because we can just sell all this stuff later. Cool. So Novigrad has a ton of free stuff to loot. Just be careful that the guards aren't going to get stressed. As you can see, you get because normally it gives you a warning message, but it didn't give me the warning message then, so maybe one just sort of hove into view. Anyway, if these guards are annoying you, you can just leg it. So you can normally get far enough away, and either you'll get out of range of the guards. I mean, whilst they're still aggroed, if you get in range of any others, they'll get like, you know, the other guards will get triggered as well. Like, because I've come into range whilst these guys are still aggroed. This guy would usually have got aggroed, but I managed to run far enough away. I don't want to trigger them again. Yeah, see, that's the warning. It just, I didn't give it time to come up maybe. Anyway, slight detour there. You can grab all this stuff later, or you can do it at night if you meditate, and as long as there are no guards around, you can grab this stuff. Aha. Anyway, slight detour there whilst I ran away from the guards. What was I saying? I was saying something about the ability trees. Oh my days, Phoenix, why are you so stupid? Right, anyway. Right, so what I was saying is, no, it left me alone already. Cool. Just run away, click L3. Right, I'm not going to bother looting any more of this stuff, not with it. Anyway, what I was saying is, normally I would run around and get all the places of power because you needed to get like 5 points in each skill, get further down in the trees and all that kind of thing. Right, fine. You wanted to get the later skills, you wanted to maximize the skills that you're already putting in your slots, and so you needed a lot of places of power, many places of power to do that as possible. But after the revamp, I've already got the slots here. So if we're looking at it at level 4, it unlocked this slot. So the second level here, so we've got one of either poison blades or acquired tolerance. I would go with poison blades because acquired tolerance isn't as good up until you get more of the alchemy recipes. So until you've got a load of recipes, you're not really getting any benefit from acquired tolerance, so it's making minimal difference at the moment. Later in the game, much more useful after we got all those recipes. We've got protective coating, and protective coating is a really substantial boost, and I absolutely love that for deathmatch. So you have got, say we've got 24% slashing resistance, 21% elemental damage, 12% damage resistance to monsters. So if we have the correct oil type for the enemy, then you're getting an extra 15% on that. So 39 for slashing damage, 27 for monsters, 36 for elemental damage, and that's a big reduction in the amount of damage that you are taking, in the relative amount of damage that you're taking, because your armor rating makes virtually no difference. So armor rating comes off first. So like, you know, if something's dealing damage to you and it's dealing like 1,000 damage on deathmatch, because you were seeing before in earlier parts of the video when I have taken hits, you're seeing that I've got about 3,900 health at the moment, and they do about like 20%, 25%, quarter of your health, you know, something like that. And that's like a big chunk of damage, so that's a big chunk of change. Speak to this guy. Accidentally give this guy the password, which is always fun. See if he's got anything interesting to buy. So yeah, the armor rating comes off first, and that does like virtually nothing. If there's anything particularly interesting like that, Spectre Oil, you fight a lot of wraiths, especially in Kira's quest and stuff like that. We want that. You fight the Wild Hunt. I don't have the regular elemental oil, but I want to get that at the minute because I'm going to be a little more focused on, you know. Oh, we can make a Divana runestone if we get that. Yeah, we'll go for that. You don't have to. I've got loads of different things I want to talk about here, so I'm going to try and not go off on tangents too much. But yeah, basically, you would. Oh, what was I talking about? See, this is what I mean. Anyway, so I'm going to be buying a few more recipes in this playthrough, buying some key things, because I'll be using that poison blades and protective coating, and there are some few really useful things you can. And because I was talking about using medium armor before, I'm not going to be buying the Temerian set, the DLC set, which is very expensive. So in my previous playthrough and walkthrough and things, I would often recommend you want to get that Temerian set, get a load of money from looting things, and then go back to White Orchard and buy that set from Bram because it had excellent resistances. But with these ones from the GOG2 that you get at level 7 and level 11, they've got really solid resistances and good swords with those. So I'm going to be using those and sticking with Griffin School techniques. And you get protective coating, and like I was saying, that's a really substantial difference. So one of the things I was just talking about was, say this armor set that I have now, the chest piece has 30 armor. So if we're getting hit for about 20-25% of your health, and so they're dealing like a hit, you know, if you take a fairly hard hit from an enemy, dealing 1,000 odd damage, taking 30 off that is absolutely nothing. So armor rating on deathmatch does not really matter, like virtually not at all. It's not really a consideration. Having a higher armor rating doesn't really do a lot. But then after that armor rating's been deducted from the damage you take, then the resistance is applied as a percentage of that figure. So say I'm taking 1,000 damage and 30 comes off that as 970. Ooh, big whoop. But then your resistance is applied after that. So say it's a monster dealing monster damage, and I have 20% monster resistance. So let's say it deals 1,030 damage, so the 30 armor rating comes off first, takes that down to 1,000 damage, so that's made virtually no difference. But then your percentage resistance for the damage type that's granted by your armor is applied after that. So if there's 1,000 damage left being dealt to Geralt, then 20% of that is reduced by your armor, so that goes down to 800. So obviously that, as a percentage reduction, is quite large. So that's a significant reduction, and that's why resistance percentages are much more important, because they're actually relevant. So if you're getting protective coating just adds straight on. He's going to be annoyed if I nick this stuff, isn't he? No, that's weird. I bet they'd get annoyed anyway, so I'm not going to bother. Because say you had your 20% resistance. Your 20% resistance and your protective coating adds straight onto that, so it's not like you get 1000 damage reduced by 20%, which would be 800, and then that's reduced by, you know, 15%, so it's times 0.85. It's not like that. What happens is protective coating, if you have that correct type of oil for the enemy, so say a monster's dealing damage to me and I've got the correct type of oil for that enemy, instead of the armor reducing it by 20%, it's 20% plus the 15% from protective coating. So then that's 35%, so that 1000 damage you would be taking is instead reduced by 35% and would go to 650. So as you can, like, you know, gather from that, hopefully, the long and short of it is resistances matter a lot. You take a lot of damage on death march. Excuse me. And that is why I really love protective coating, because I would rather reduce the damage substantially and be able to use the potions and things with that synergize with your alchemy skills, and those be adding those be the source of like your damage and other stuff like that. So I find that really useful. He was going to get annoyed then. Give him a message. I need to be careful looting things in Novigrad. So yeah, that's a quick summary. You can use the red skills and boost your damage that way, which is absolutely fine, absolutely great. You would still be, you know, pretty much fine using that Temerian armor set for its good resistances. That would still be a-okay. And you could go with the fast attack skills. I'm going to do a bit about, you know, why that's still very very feasible, you know, is a perfectly good way to go, but not the way I'm going to focus on this playthrough. So yeah, the main things we've done, we got that horse gear for Roach. Now I'm just going around and getting a ton of stuff. Oh, chalk decoction is pretty good. So because I am sticking with the medium gear, I'm not going to be buying, which costs like, you know, 1,000 crowns or whatever. It's a lot anyway. So I don't really feel the need to do that, and so I'm a little got a little more leeway of spending money on things like alchemy recipes, especially the key ones, things that are going to be important. So there are a few things that I've got already that I'll be able to make when I get this stuff. When you're looting in Novigrad, if you do go around and follow in this way of sort of doing it, this area is a really good one to loot. In the bit that I fast forwarded or skipped over, I looted that, and you get like a dimeritium. You often get dimeritium and things from there, which is really good. Sell your swords to this guy, sell your armor to the top-notch swords dude who we just ran past. I also traded in, exchanged my coins with Bime Vivaldi, so I've already done that. And one of the other things that I did was, whilst I was going around and getting the notice boards, we went to this notice board, which is near the inn, and spoke to the captain. And you can speak to him for Destination Skellige. I've already paid him my 1,000 crowns, which I will get back from his corpse when we go to Skellige. So you can go to Skellige early, but again, without needing the places of power necessary. I'm not feeling the need to do it yet. Might be able to get some alchemy recipes here. You normally come past this bit with Triss, but I'll just have a look. In fact, I might leave those till later, because although you can get alchemy recipes there, there's like a weird mechanic where if you're under-leveled, places where you would otherwise pick up alchemy recipes, like, you know, the enhanced oils or things like that, I'm fairly certain there's a mechanic that stops you from being able to get those alchemy recipes if you loot the chest whilst you're under-leveled. I haven't quite figured out the exact mechanics of that yet, so don't quote me on that, but I'm fairly certain that I read a while ago that that was the case. I didn't see anything about that changing in the patch notes or anything like that, so I'm just going to leave off looting some of the type of quest. Oh, dimeritium ingot, nice. I'm going to leave looting some of the quest boxes, the chests, you know, the chests like this stuff you'll never get alchemy recipes from, this kind of bog standard stuff, but there are certain types of chests, you'll come to recognize them. There are certain chests that you will get alchemy recipes from, and I'm going to leave off looting some of those ones in Novigrad until I'm a more appropriate level, just in case, because I don't need them right now, you know. So it's about, like, you know, need versus want, what's actually going to be useful at the time. So I hope that makes some sort of sense. There was a lot of sort of rambly information in there. One of the other things that I'm going to do is the reason that I've got Without a Trace, which is one of the Hearts of Stone quests. So in this area, you can get to the notice board in Brunich, which is here. Very easily, just by sticking to the roads, riding Roach. After I'd gone to Upper Mill, got all the saddles and things like that, I'd gone to Brunich to get the herbalist quest Without a Trace, and the reason for that is you want to be visiting, or I want to be in this playthrough when it's more alchemy focused, visiting herbalists and trying to buy some of the key recipes. Like, I haven't found Hangman's Venom yet, so the recipes are usually randomized from what I can tell. The alchemy recipes are often randomized so that you won't get a set one from a set chest. They're all set at the start of a playthrough, but you can't tell which one's going to be where, as far as I can tell. So, like, there's no set place that I can go to definitely get Hangman's Venom. Uh-oh, this is why it's a little bit dangerous running around Novigrad. Don't do this. You could run away from these dudes, by the way. So, like, don't be getting yourself battered. Go away. Don't be getting yourself into fights with level 10 bandits around Novigrad. It's not a good idea. I'm very cocky, so I just do it anyway. But you know what I mean. And I don't have... Ooh, and this guard's going to come and help me out. Hey, good job, guardy. Nice! Hey, that was good. Good job, guard. Hey, nice one. Anyway, I'll just get water so I can heal up afterwards. Yeah, not a good idea to do this, but yeah, whatever. So, managed to beat those bandits. That was fortunate. Got myself some stuff to sell. Cheers, dude. Sorry that you got your ass knocked out, but you could just run away from most of these encounters, so there wasn't even anything good around here. Anyway, so yeah, just be mindful of that. Just be a little bit careful when you're running around Novigrad. This is the very slight danger is that you can get into encounters that are way above your level. But there's so much good stuff to loot, and then you can sell that later, like alchemy paste and things like that. Really cool. So yeah. Anyway, what were we saying? Why is there a door there in the middle of nowhere? Why can I not get into it? That's really weird. Anyway, not that it really matters. I could probably jump up there if I got it right, but nothing crucial. Anyway, so yeah, one of the things that we want to be doing is going around all the herbalists and buying recipes where possible, because we're not needing to buy them from that Temerian armor. I'm just going to trigger this notice board. Same thing with those smugglers caches. I'm just going to leave those for now until I'm a higher level and then grab them, just in case there's any potential alchemy recipes in there. I don't need the things from them at the minute, so not going to be grabbing them on the slight chance that I miss out on having a particular alchemy recipe being found there. But yeah, anyway, with alchemy recipes being one of the key things, I don't have Hangman's Venom yet. Like I was saying, these things are randomized, so you can't really tell where you're going to get them in a particular playthrough, as far as I can tell. That seems to be how the mechanics work to me. I am just instead going to try and find the herbalists that you can, because although the stash now has a fast travel marker, woohoo! In Crow's Perch, where you do the Baron's missions, it's still not there until you do the Baron's quests. So, just wanted to dump those DLC armors that I was talking about, the really good little ones that you get for linking. Oh, bison grass! Wow, you so rarely get bison grass collected. You never find it as a plant. You only ever, like, sort of loot it in those kind of situations. Oh, son of a gun. Right, whatever. I'm such a muppet. Anyway, I could have got away with that. Whatever. Yeah, die. Again, Griffin School Techniques gives you a better chance of being able to burn them, which is great, because burning does really good damage. One of the changes that was made to the gameplay mechanics is that you can now parry these people. Parry people even if they're higher level, which is really good. Be very careful of anybody with bludgeoning damage, because that's one of your lower resistance types. Anyway, we did manage to take those on. Not the best idea to be getting in these fights with bandits. Like I say, again, like I did with the guards, you can just run away and then come back to them later, that's fine. But what I was saying was, I want to be finding alchemists. So if you go to Dandelion's establishment and then follow the ring road, sort of this circular road around here, so you go to Dandelion's Dandelion's place, which becomes the chameleon, and then you run up here, there's a herbalist. And I visited him, which is why all this stuff's been looted already, and he had a couple of really good things to get as well. So I believe this is one of the houses that you come to this. Speak to this herbalist and see if he has any key recipes. So I bought a couple from him, and that's really useful because again, once you make an alchemy creation once, you no longer need to be buying it. You no longer need the ingredients to create it again, you can just get it later. So I have no need to craft Dwarven Spirit ever because you get like millions of them anyway. See, I've got 84 already, so I can pretty much meditate whenever I want already. And the bombs are extremely they're quite powerful, but they cost 371 for each recipe, which is why I didn't buy many of the bomb ones. But bought a couple of key oil ones from him. If he had Hangman's Venom or anything, obviously, or the Necrophage oils, then if you haven't found those in White Orchard, then you could buy those right away. I would definitely recommend buying the core ones, especially because, as we mentioned previously, can't get to that guy yet, by the way, the shop that's showing by there. As we mentioned previously, not going to be needing to spend the money on that Temerian armor set. So yeah, I'm recalibrating how you would play the game following the patch, because you can get a lot further down in the alchemy tree a lot sooner, and I find that to be really beneficial. So there's a few core things that I'm going to be doing that you can do without having to take on any enemies. So like this area here, the village where you get another one of the notice boards, you can loot all of the stuff in here for free, and there is an absolute ton of good free stuff to get there. So I will just continue on with the main quest. So I got that place of power, I got the one that was near the Olness message board there. Those are both really easy to get, completely unguarded. But I'm not going to focus on doing the rest of them just yet, because I'm perfectly happy just having these skills. What we're going to be doing next with the skills is you get your next slot at level 6, and then it's worth getting the places of power, because we'll have 2 more ability points from leveling up, and then you can get the places of power. And because you can so easily get down to this tree, this is where you get to like some really powerful skills. It's not worth having synergy yet, because although that's one of the best skills in the game, we don't have that many mutagens to be boosting yet, but it'll give us access to that later on in due course. But the 2 insanely powerful abilities here are delayed recovery, which is I think the most powerful ability in the game, and fast metabolism, which is not far behind. So you never want to use those 2 together, but we're going to be using one of those skills. So you'll either pick delayed recovery, and then I would recommend endure pain with that, or we'll get fast metabolism and then go with refreshment if that's the one that you choose. So with fast metabolism, it's a lot easier to maintain. You could use a decoction and then use fast metabolism and the potions on top, and every time you use a potion it'll recover a bit of health from having refreshment. That's really good. Or you can have delayed recovery, and because you're always going to be over the safe threshold, then you will have 30% extra vitality from having 3 points aspect of it. And that's why I'm really looking forward to continuing this playthrough and redoing my build and all that kind of stuff. Not redoing the build, redoing the walkthrough, because there are different aspects of the build that you want to be doing. So yeah, then we come to this place. There is a notice board to grab, and there is an absolute ton of free stuff that's really good to be grabbing in this area. Very few guards as well. As far as I can tell, there are like not many, as far as I remember, there aren't many guards. So again, looting in Novigrad, you can get a load of free hard alcohol, like the Dwarven Spirit and Temerian Rye and stuff like that. It always uses Alchemy and then Dwarven Spirit, and so as you saw before, I had like what, 35 or something Alchemy and nearly 100 Dwarven Spirit already, just from spending a little bit of time looting free stuff in Novigrad. You get different types of herbs. There are Nostrix is one of the ones that's on the walls of the huts around here. So again, it's free, you might as well grab those, get some stuff. Any bear hides and things you can dismantle if you need the stuff to create craft things, or you can just sell them, which is absolutely fab as well. Free money, always good. So here we've got a notice board, so I'm just gonna spend a bit of time looting free things here. Might get the odd cowhide. No, that's a bit rubbish. whatever. So yeah, a ton of stuff to be grabbing here. Another dwarven spirit, thank you very much. And absolute ton of free stuff to grab, which makes you... Never seen that woman as a baby before. I don't know why that actually is at all relevant, because it's not, but weird. Anyway, so much stuff in this game. Madness. So yeah, ton of free stuff. We're going to grab all this. These are the kind of chests where you, depending on where they're situated, you can sometimes get an alchemy recipe in. I know that's a weird way of phrasing it, but you'll see. You'll come to sort of realise what I mean. So yeah, always worth grabbing those kind of chests. And yeah, we're just going to loot all this free stuff. One of these things, see that's nostrix there, the ones that grow on the wall. One of these houses will give you the cat school, school of the cat scavenger hunt. But that's like a level 17 scavenger hunt, and it does have Kai the Witcher Wraith sort of thing to fight. So, and you can't equip the feline gear until you get to that higher level anyway. Can we jump up here? Because you can get into this house from like outside. So if we can get up here, that's great. But if I can't, then are we gonna jump up, Geralt? Come on, man. Yeah, nice. You can get into one of these. There's a couple of houses that you can get into from like the outside. Am I gonna die if I drop down there? Would have done. Gosh dang. Right. So there's one other house here that you can get into the top, and that has some alchemy recipes in as well. So we're gonna loot that. Get a few of these things. 5th essence. I mean, you'll need them for the odd alchemy recipe now and then, so you want to pick up a few of those, because some of the alchemy stuff, like 5th essence, when you've created everything that you want to, you can actually sell those to herbalists and they'll give you a decent amount for them. Same with the alchemist powder and the alchemy paste. You need those for creating superior bombs and enhanced bombs and stuff like that, but you need very few of them relative to how, like in total I think it was like it's 21 of the paste, 7 of the powder, or vice versa. It's something like that. You know the best source for going checking in that? My videos. I'd go and have a look later. In my making money early video, I actually covered that. Freaking candle! My life. Anyway, you need very few of those, and you can sell the rest to herbalists for quite a substantial amount. So even though you're only looting these little bits, it's very useful to be doing that, because it's making you a fairly decent amount of cumulative money. I think this is the hat that gives you, the house that gives you the cat quest, maybe not. But yeah, just going to spend this little bit of time looting, because it all adds up, makes you a substantial amount of money. Then one of the things, the reason that I've got this herbalist quest from the... Ooh, interesting stuff, got a ruby there, very valuable and necessary. Oh, this is the house that gives you the feline quest, I'm fairly certain. But yeah, we've got that herbalist quest because I'll go and speak to him and again buy some... Nope, I do not know where this house is apparently. Silly me. But yeah, we're going to go to the Hearts of Stone herbalist, not to take the level 32 quest because that would be insane. We don't want to be doing that. So that it's this house. I knew it was one of these on the riverfront. There you go. Yeah. There you go, cat school gear. Anyway, yes, you will be visiting the herbalist, not to take the quest from him or anything, but just to loot some herbs from around his house, and more importantly, buy any of the useful alchemy recipes that he has in your version of the game as well. So again, loot all this stuff. Smoking pipe, absolutely useless, but we want to be selling what we can. I just want to find this house where you can get up in the top, because you get some free alchemy recipes there, and alchemy recipes are fabulous. So yeah, fairly pointless stuff here, but you might as well loot it because you never know what you're going to get. A tiny note is I always keep at least one pig hide, not because they're any good for crafting things, but because it's I know the costs of pig hide and the prices when you sell them, and so I always have a pig hide in my inventory, because before I sell anything to a person, I will look at how much they'll give me for a pig hide, and I can tell then if it's a person worth selling to. So might be this house. I know it's one very far. Yeah, I think it is this house. So this is one right at the edge of the area where it's got the grindstone or whetstone, rather, underneath, and I think this is the one that's got 2 alchemy recipes in. So yeah, powdered pearl, meteorite ore, they're good, quite valuable. And oh, Katakan decoct to have 10% critical hit chance instead of 5, so that's a really good one to use. Oh well, it's a good one to use, it's not essential, but it's worth getting. So again, that'd probably be different in every game. I'm fairly certain the locations of those are randomized, but silver ingot, dimeritium ingot, what a great little house to be looting for all that stuff. So looted most of the important stuff in this area, and we got a good bit of discussion of game mechanics in there, which I'm always down for. Is this the same house? They all look the same. There's nothing in here anyway. Might be the same, I don't even know. So yeah, you can loot all this stuff, great. Loot everything that's free. There is some honeycomb around here as well. That's the white lady. I'll go and speak to that person actually, because I'm fairly certain I picked up the white lady contract. Again, you can sell these to herbalists. Anything in those barrels? Must have got those already. Grab a little more nostrix. Loot everything from here. I'm fairly certain the lady outside this house is the one who you speak to about the white lady contract. So let's grab this stuff first. Oh no, it's not, because there's some weird sort of loom type thing, I think.
Hello, Geralt.
Hello. Ah yeah, it's her. Okay.
Greetings.
Again, you can haggle if you want, but yeah, whatever. Might as well do this so that I don't need to do it. Yeah, let's have a look. Oh dear. Right. Yeah, whatever. I'm not bothered about the reward. I don't care. It's not significant. I don't think you're going to get in any trouble from guards or anything here. So if you get any cowhides, they're great. If not, whatever. Oh shush. I just barbecued your meat for you, free of charge. What are you whinging for? Jeez. You're just throwing fire from your hands around all these normal people, and they all get stressed. That's what the crack is. So yeah, we've got all this. Are there any more apiary things around here? Nope, don't like it. Right, cool. Let's grab this bryonia. So yeah, bryonia is another one that grows on the walls of the huts around here. Get a few of those. I never remember what's what, apart from you like, because you just pick up all the random stuff, and I loot things all the time. I tend to always have the ingredients that I want by the time I come to craft something. Because you craft them as you progress in the game, as opposed to like straight away. Oh, nice. So a couple of random alchemy recipes there. At least the one for white gold, which is again why you want to be looting everything. What a random place. I was just saying you don't get alchemy recipes from those type of containers, and I just did there. But I mean, this is why it's really important to be looting stuff. So decent little sort of demonstration of why that's necessary. Sometimes you get a vial, sometimes you get white gold, which you need for all of your superior potions. So like, you know, fairly different swings and roundabouts. Grab some honeysuckle there. That's one of the not uncommon, but not particularly common, sort of medium-ish herbs. Sometimes quite often in areas, but sometimes you don't get it at all. So, you know, worth looking at. Okay, so we're going to have a look, loot all this stuff, and then I will go and speak to this herbalist from Hearts of Stone, see if he's got anything particularly useful, and then I will continue with the Baron's quest. And one of the reasons I want to do that is, again, because the Pella is part of the Baron's quest, and you don't have to do like a lot of combat as far as I recall. There's not tons of stuff that you'll need to do with Geralt anyway. You have to do Ciri's bit, which is kind of annoying. But I mean, that's going to be the same either way, because you don't get abilities or ability points with Ciri. You just have to use her sort of basic abilities anyway, so it's never going to make that quest any more any easier or any more difficult, depending on what point you do it. So I'm going to get that out of the way, progress some of the Baron's quests, and then I can speak to the Pella and see what he has for sale as well. So just going to get this notice board, and then we're going to ride Roach all the way over here, following the bridge, and speak to the herbalist, and then I'll head back to the Baron and get some of his quests done. So let's get this notice board first. There is a herbalist here, but he's always bugged for me. I can never speak to him. Be interested to know if anybody else actually gets to speak to him and things. So yeah, very strange. Alright, Madonna, chill out. So we can speak to this guy, could play Gwent with him if you wanted. I'll probably buy the Gwent cards from him even though I'm not playing yet. I'm going to be, and because of that, I will be saving up the Gwent people, playing Gwent against everybody. So see, 9 pig hide, 9 for a pig hide is pretty good. So this guy sells things for like, you know, a good amount. So I'll sell some stuff to him, get rid of some of the junk because you know that you're going to be. I mean, some things will still you'll only get 1 for. So you might as well sell those to merchants who give terrible prices, because if they're only going to give you 1, then it's not worth selling to. You know, merchants who give good prices, because it's always going to be 1 anyway. So like this, I'll just sell to people who give naff prices, so that's always good there. But these, I've already got the notes for those, so I can sell those. And see how the difference in that bear hide being 37, that's actually like a decent amount, you know. Horse hide sell for a lot as well, so that one's selling for 40, so sell a couple of those. You can actually, it makes a significant difference, so I'll sell some of this stuff to him. And yeah, always keep the 1 pig hide just in case. Never sell seashells. Always keep seashells on the seashore, because they are dismantled into pearls, which are very valuable. I'll never use these alcoholic type of food, so these aren't hard alcohol, they're just regular alcohol. But I'll very rarely use any food other than you know, I'll have water or something, because there's tons of it. So might as well sell a lot of the food. Again, might as well sell it to people who give good prices, if he's only going to give you 1 for the bread, who gives rubbish prices instead, because 1 crown is 1 crown regardless. So yeah, I could play him, but instead I'll just buy the cards, and then I'll come back later when I've gone to Toussaint early and got the Skellige deck, because I'm going to be using the Skellige deck for all this playthrough, apart from the ones that are like missable. So there are some like one of Trish's quests when you go to the Bagel Bud estate. Yeah, it's this guy. He's a herbalist, but he never actually answers. He never actually opens his shop, which is weird. So yeah, let me know if you can speak to that guy and actually buy stuff, because let me know in the comments, because I swear I never can. It's bizarre. Right, so same stuff, loot everything. As you can see, that, like, you know, random white bear hide or wolf hide or whatever it was is actually like a significant amount of money if you spend it, if you sell it to somebody who gives decent prices. So we'll activated that fast travel marker and just loot everything here, and then I'll go and speak to this herbalist dude to see what he's got available. There are some things that again, it's such a massive game. I know the mechanics of it very well, but there are some things that are very difficult to separate what is just sort of luck and randomness and what is the actual mechanics. So I know a lot of things from having read what other people have done and from doing my other playthroughs and testing things myself, but things like what alchemies are going to be where in each playthrough, it's very difficult to know what's just coincidence and what's randomized and all that kind of thing, and what's set in each game. But from what I can tell, the positions of those recipes in each game are going to be randomized when you start the game, and so it's very difficult to be able to say, oh, you will get this particular herb at this particular place, this particular recipe at this particular place, you know. So that being the case, I want to say that yeah, I've been here already, that's why those hives are already looted. So I want to be saying, like, if there's a key alchemy recipe or something that I feel like I very rarely find in the world, the blizzard potions or the northern wind bombs, I feel like those are quite easily missable, and I often end up buying those ones, so I might as well buy them straight away, if that makes sense. And so if this guy has blizzard or get anything there, if this guy has the blizzard or the northern wind recipe, I'll be buying those from him.
You'll choke to death on 3 pounds of steam.
Cheers for that. Are they going to get all huffy if I nick this stuff then? Yep, no, whatever. Got 100 dwarven spirit or more anyway, so. Right, we're just going to ride Roach all the way to this guy. So where are we going? We are crossing Ye Olde Bridge, and then we'll just follow the marker. That's cool. Let's go. Oh, what enemies are these? Wolves. Oh well, at least they're only level 5. Roach is able to ride past them. Excellent. Sack that. Yeah. Ride over this guy. Getting crushed by a horse is like really bad for your health, but he didn't seem to be really bothered there, so yeah, one of them. Little outpost here. Could try and loot some stuff here, but don't know if the guards would get pithy and start a fight again, so can't be bothered with that. We'll skip over that. So we're going to ride Roach. We've got really good stamina because I got the excellent Ophiri horse gear, which also gave us a ton of you know, saddlebag space. Ride through all this stuff. Let our stamina get regenerated there as well. So little marker for a farm. Can always come back there. It's good idea to have as many of the fast travel markers as possible. But yeah, his sort of garden surrounding area, allotment, I suppose you could say, has a load of really good herbs in. So we're gonna get some of this stuff from his garden as well. And then we're going to see what recipes he has to buy, loot all this stuff, and then we're going to fast travel back to the Baron's quest. So there's a lot of good stuff for us surrounding here as well. There's some Arenaria, Pringrape I think I just picked up there. Pringrape is a bit of Ranagrin. I think I need Pringrape for one of the recipes. I had a quick look at my Alchemy tab before. So we'll grab this Arenaria. And then there are a few things here like ton of verbena, molly arrow. They're not uncommon, but you know, might as well grab them. See what you get. Free is free. We like free. Just like this content, in fact. Please like, comment, sub, do the YouTube thing. So yeah, we are going to be grabbing all this. What are these? Ranagrin again? Yeah, Ranagrin. Grab all this. Yeah. What's this? Oh, Hornwort. That's one that you'll normally get by watersides and things like that, so good idea to grab one there. There's your Pringrape. Again, Pringrape, certain places you will get it, it's not like one that you never find, but good idea to grab it while you can, why not? Right, okay, so a few other things to grab there. Grab anything of note that we've got. A little bit of wolfsbane there. So yeah, I've got a few interesting herbs and a load of bog standard herbs as well, but free is free, as we were saying. Love all that. Then we come into this guy's home, rob him blind, and also speak to him, see what he's got. Right, so that's the notice, we don't need that. You can play cards with him as well. Again, I'll save this for... That's the end of the episode because the PS4 crashed. So, please like, comment and subscribe. I'll be back soon on the path.